Boom. I think you were the bass in that one. I was like the distortion, the effect, right? People should be feeling the waves, feeling it in the bodies. That's what I was trying to add.
Ooh, I get it. And I mean, feeling the waves. Why would they be feeling the waves? Perhaps because they are on some sort of ocean. Maybe which ocean? Maybe
the East Blue Ocean.
The East Blue Ocean. Yes, working their way towards the Grand Line. Because that's right, folks. We are the Grand Line Tourist Podcast, a chapter by chapter examining, in my case, or re-examining, if you're my friend across the internet over there, of Eiichiro Oda's One Piece.
Yep.
The tourist doing the examining, sit across the interwebs as named Jacob.
There we go.
First or second of his name, who knows? But who am I sitting across from? None other than... Go ahead and introduce yourself, my friend.
Eric C. Vu, first of his name, and hopefully the last of the name.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, I'll let you all think about that for a hot second. I'm twiddling with my fingers as I said that. It makes me feel very Larry King, and I don't think that's what he did at all.
I'm going to go warn people in your family not to... If they name a child that, whew, Eric's coming for him. He's going to be the last of his name.
Right. Well, I mean, potentially. You know, who never knows? You never knows. Maybe I'll get weird in my 40s and name a kid Eric. Who knows, man?
Dang.
I'll just choose a random kid and make him take my name. Is what I'm going to do.
Well, that's making a statement, saying that anybody can be as cool as I am. Even you, young child on the street.
Now you have my name.
I'm taking you to the voter's registration right now. We're gonna get you. Eric.
Yes, Eric Sivu, your tour guide for this podcast here in the East Blue. We're still in the East Blue here, but not for long. No, I'm kidding. We're going to be here for a little bit.
Oh, dag nabbit. You got me excited.
Yeah, not yet, Jacob.
I know I've been aware that it's a long way away, but I just don't have a good feeling in my brain for how long away it is. So when you say stuff like that, I just want to let you know I feel it. Like my heart does a little leap. Goes woo, and then you say,
sir,
squish.
We cannot continue this tour if you won't read the itinerary for me. Well, I'll go use the restroom. So go ahead, do that.
Wait a sec. You're trying to get out of another section of our podcast, the letters at port section, because I have had demands by the people out there in the world, the tourists and tour guides. They say, Chibi Buggy, where is it? How long is it going to be until it comes out? Where is our drawing?
I say I want to see these demanders. And like I noted the last chapter in the last recording, I have up until chapter 41, which is the end of this arc, to finish this drawing, and I shall finish it.
Fine.
So thou shalt wait.
Fine. Okay. Well, it won't be forgotten. I just want that to be. I'm doing my duties here.
Because I definitely did forget until you brought it up right now. But I have a way out. That's me, Sneaky Eric. That's how I'd figure this out.
Alrighty, Sneaky Eric. I'm gonna let us know what's going on in chapter 38, titled "Pirate Crew." On the itinerary for today, besides bugging you about Chibi Buggy, is Luffy has just declawed Kuro's right hand. So now he only has left hand, only 5 claws remaining. Kaya is resisting hypnosis from Django by an amazing technique. I was very impressed. I was like, oh my goodness, what a genius Kaya is. Closing her eyes.
Right.
I was quite impressed. And even though that's happening, Django is not going to let that be the end of it. He's about to, threaten to pry her eyes open. And Usopp's young pirate crew, Pepper, Carrot, Onion, the Food Boys, they come out, and, they're just, trying to help her, trying to make things, Onion gets caught later after this by Django mid-jump swing off of a tree, So they were doing a good job giving Django a hard time, but ultimately they're 3 little youngsters,
right, they're still
little pirates.
Children, and he is an adult.
Still children, and Django, an adult with a goatee and some crazy look. And further on, Usopp and Zoro, are kind of our hope for what's going to help Kaya officially, break free of Django and what's going on. They're on their way in the forest. We just kind of get a little recollection that they're searching.
A scream of pain. Yeah, in the distance.
That way. Now, jumping back. Not jump backing. That's not a word. Jumping back to.
Jump backing is a word today.
Oh yes, it is. Jump backing to Luffy and Kuro in their fight. Kuro reveals that he is just ever the more dastardly. He was never going to let anyone who knew his true identity live, including all the members of his crew. He wants he wanted his crew to be yeah, he's going full Heisenberg. We just he wants a crew that's just obedient to the death. And Luffy isn't so on board with this idea, and says that, even with that crew, even with hundreds of men, Usopp could still beat Kuro. And he's going as far to say that Kuro is going to be defeated by Usopp. This is Luffy putting on a tinfoil hat in the middle of a fight. I'm very impressed. I was like, oh no,
nice, it's not a tinfoil hat time if it's the truth.
Oh, fine. Fine. Well, we'll see if that comes true. And ultimately, Kuro,
he does his super secret move.
Yeah, he's not into this being insulted by Luffy business. He starts to do what is known in his crew. They start shaking when he get ready to do it. The out of the bag attack.
Right.
Which is witnessed. Yeah, witnessed from Nami as she's offloading some treasure. Which basically Kuro is just we can't see him. He's basically invisible, slicing through everything, going so fast he doesn't know. Doesn't know what he's slicing. Doesn't know who's getting hit. Luffy screams out, "Show yourself, Butler! Don't you care about your crew?" And that is where we are left. There was a lot of little things that happened. It was a mouthful to get through, but very exciting.
That was a mouthful of a chapter. It was a visual mouthful too. An eyeful. Eyeful? That's
there
the thing.
We go.
We're making up all kinds of words today.
Well, we're back jumping through eyefuls of pages and panels.
But kick backing to what this thing is all about, what this podcast is all about, which is over deconstructing this manga. Which is today's topic. The big one is, Pawns versus Nakama. The crew cultures clash. Or the clashing of the captain cultures, right?
Did you say puns versus Nakama?
No, pawns. Not puns.
Pawns. Oh, okay. Pawns. I was gonna say I was thinking puns would be Luffy's crew culture. No. Pawns versus Nakama. That makes more sense.
Right.
I get you.
So, which is exactly what it is, right? One captain believes that crews should behave like robots, like I move you like a piece on a chessboard. While the other captain, who doesn't really say, Luffy hasn't really said what it is, but we definitely know that it's more than what that is. We know that he doesn't agree with the thing, and he can kind of infer. So all that stuff. So we kind of see how they kind of play out here. Did you see any sort of... Does it match Kuro? I feel like it matched Kuro. We kind of knew this was... At this point...
Oh, yeah. No, we really didn't need more to know how deeply he doesn't care about other people, but this just cements it into place. He's a man about a plan, right? And he doesn't show any remorse when he he just says those things to his crew. You know what I mean? And it's a interesting way to deal with people. Pretty horrible, really. You just demand a lot from them, and I guess he's getting results is the only thing I can see why he's in the position that he's in. I mean, I think they were pretty successful pirate crew under him ultimately, but still you can tell that's success isn't all there is.
And I kind of wrote this down too, and I wonder if it's just he kind of dehumanizes pirates, which is strange because you chose this life, you chose to be a pirate, and he's very much about, well, this is how you treat them. It's weird. To him, it's no different than his claws, the way he treats his swords. It's that kind of weird stuff. Which is why he's going to get his butt kicked, obviously, at this point. He's just dehumanized, a whole population of, supposedly his friends, men who looked up to him. He's... Yeah. You mean nothing to me.
You and Luffy with the tinfoil hats today, just saying things like they're gonna happen, that's no big deal. I have to have a whole section of the podcast because I put on a hat and make those. You just go ahead and say it because you've read it before. Maybe that's why you can say these things. I don't get it.
No, you know what, Luffy? He's just saying facts. Men like you don't get to win. It's the way I took it, right? Men know.
No, it's true.
Yeah,
and that is it. Speaks to the world that Oda has constructed, right?
Right. Yeah.
I feel confident as well. We're not in a world where. One Piece has not taken the route of gray morality or letting a bad guy stick around for a win. You know what I mean? You can always do this in a story, right? You can have the light, is darkest just before the dawn, right? We really haven't had that happen in One Piece. It's we see the dark, Luffy comes, exposes it and then deals with it, right? We haven't seen the dark defeated partially by dark and then later on take it out, which maybe in some longer arcs that sort of thing could happen. And it's not like there's not moments of that where we're questioning, how's it going to go down, even in this one, Kaya is like in trouble, right? But, we got Food Boys and then we got, Zoro and Usopp on the way. So it's interesting.
Oh man, I've been waiting. I don't know if I've already said it, but I'm going to pretend like I haven't. I've been waiting all arc to be able to say Django Unchained. He did it. He smacked a kid. He threw a kid at a tree. He is there now. Oh my goodness, this man. Steven Tyler lookalike character who's named Django. Come on. Great. Perfect. A villain. More reason to beat him.
Steven Tyler lookalike? Yeah,
he looks like Steven Tyler. You don't think he looks like Steven Tyler?
I don't think I know who Steven Tyler is.
Okay, we've definitely had this conversation before.
Oh no.
He's the lead singer of Aerosmith.
Oh, okay. No, we have had this conversation before.
See?
I don't, what it is, I just don't have enough familiarity in my past with Aerosmith to have it be readily recallable. I'm fail as a tourist. I've been explained. Fine. I'm saying, can you read that museum placard one more time for me, please?
You know what I mean? I can't believe he didn't even know, because Nami does the one thing that Aerosmith sings so much about. She has her eyes closed.
Oh.
And she doesn't want to fall asleep.
Kaya, right?
Right. Dang it! Oh, I ruined my own joke. I ruined my own darn.
I exposed it. If I didn't say that, everyone probably would have just blinked and let it go by. I'm here to keep you honest. And actually, I have a question that I'd like to propose to you. I want to make sure it's the same in. I know you've been reading these on the online interface of Viz Media, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is there the blank page with Usopp and his paintbrush?
I
will expose it to you in case I have a page that is almost blank.
Yeah, that's in there.
That's in there. Now, it just caught me off guard. It's it's page 3. I don't know if it's a joke. Is it a big joke that it almost makes me think that Usopp painted that page white. He's got a paintbrush that's white.
Potentially. Maybe, I don't know, maybe they got weird in printing.
Yeah, no. I bet it was ultimately for a printing issue or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Or but the fact that they filled it in with a pretty, maybe this belongs in our joke section, but I really thought it was interesting. Haha, Usopp's in there, the trickster.
Oh, that's kind of
cool. He took out a whole page of our panel there.
But I mean, you did, so that worked out. That's cool. I didn't even think about it as him painting that page white, which is kind of...
Yeah, well, I didn't know what else to think about it as, right? Otherwise, we have to explain, why does Usopp have a paintbrush in this weird panel alone on this page, right?
I honestly just took it as a placeholder, but I think they kind of did a lot of fun. Now, the way you're describing it, he had a lot of fun with the placeholder. And Shonen Jump had a lot of fun.
This doesn't happen a lot. I need to revel in this moment. Usually, you're exposing tiny details to me that I've missed. This tiny detail you've missed today.
You've earned that.
And I can see why you missed it, because it's not really plot relevant. As far as I'm aware, it's completely not in the plot. We don't Usopp did not actually paint something. But in this weird metaverse where Usopp is invading,
he might have a head injury, but he can still paint. Don't doubt the guy. Also, did you notice that the art, the art is that detailed art in the beginning? This must have been a color panel or somewhere.
Yeah. That could also be the reason that was Usopp's page is on the transition point between the two art styles, so maybe that's it too. Well,
we did it. We solved this mystery.
Yes.
We can do it. I think my last thing I wanted to kind of say was I really there's a lot of good one-liners, but my favorite one-liner I think this one was when he's like, "Can you tell me why I would lose to Usopp?" And I just like Luffy's answer, "It's your style. It's your style to lose." Yeah, it's great. It's perfect, and that's when he lands another hit, right? It's kind of a very big point too in the fight, because he lands a hit after Captain Kuro does his maneuver, after he does his pussyfoot maneuver, which is up to this point been known to be very effective and not you're not gonna know where he is. But I think it's also one, we're establishing that it's your style to lose, but Luffy's also at this point in the fight, I know your deal, right? So I know what you're gonna do. It's turning. The fight has turned. Because remember a few chapters ago we were talking about is this gonna be a hard fight for Luffy? This is the moment I think in the fight where it's like, no, not anymore. He figured.
Yeah, no,
I
I mean, it was interesting because it did seem almost like an impossible thing to defeat, and now Luffy's kind of got it figured out, right? And actually, just because you mentioned it, that line about "it's your style," I did. I'm just getting addicted to this idea of checking out alternate translations.
Yeah.
And one of the alternate translations, in regards to that question, the answer was, so we have "it's your style." You don't even look like a real pirate from the Viz version, and then we also have potential. You don't even know what makes a real pirate. And they just it's a whole different. It gives you a different feeling, And
this
it's
is
just
such a
interesting
clear
to see.
version of like the metaphor we're trying to make, right? Like literal captain philosophies going after each other.
Yeah,
It's like this one's so much more on the nose than the other one, which is just the difference of how they look at people.
No, and it was the one thing about it being on the nose is that I think it then goes to compare it to potential and like saying that that's what Usopp has that you don't.
Yep.
Like, so it's saying that like Usopp can grow into somebody that can, treat his crew properly. You can't. You know what I mean?
Never. Like you're already. I'm gonna retire you, not the way you think.
And then just the last little bit I'll throw in here from my translation corner is pirates are wild dogs, society's cast-offs, and I read that in the book and I was like, there's no way that someone else hasn't alternately translated this as something that isn't cast-offs, because I was like, that's such a strange word.
That is a weird word.
And looking it up, outcast was the other translation. So I just I want to be on the we need to get a translator on the podcast.
You know what we need to do? We need to name it. I don't think we should call it Translation Corner because we already have a corner.
Oh yeah, we have too many corners. We could have 4, but you're right.
Right. Well, we could.
Give me a name. I need something for this. I think this is the first time I've really brought it up again bluntly. So let's
should just call it Jacob Translated, and then we'll do a theme song like Jacob Translated.
I will dump the theme song. You record whatever you want.
Oh
After
man,
you draw
I'm gonna
Chibi Buggy,
change.
your next to-do list task is.
I'm gonna change it every time too.
No,
I'm gonna figure out how to
translation.
say translation or translated in different languages, and I'm gonna sing it like that. I'm gonna make it happen.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Traducir. That's in Spanish, I think.
Oh, all right.
See, we already got the first one.
The next chapter. We're gonna get it down for the next chapter for sure.
Yo traduzco. Muy bien. Okay. Moving onward. You have any other other notes that you want to go over?
Not really. Not about this one, at least.
Nice. Nope.
Should we go to some ha-has? Because there's a lot of ha-ha moments in this one.
Oh yeah. I think it's got to be on your list too. But get him, Mr. Claw.
Oh my goodness! When they're all,
yeah.
They really make them like kind of like puppies in this chapter. Just like these poor little things, just like fighting for loyalty, just trying to prove that they're loyal.
It goes good with our pun analogy there.
Yeah,
like they're just puppies
dudes.
following orders. But they used a lot of logic to come up with that, right? They had to think of what was he called, by the townspeople, Claw something, Mr. Claw, yeah.
I love the way that he arranges those panels sometimes, like because you have to think about the way that joke works. Is they're literally talking over each other, but they're also hearing each other and they're adjusting what they're saying at the same time. It's a fun way to track it. If you try to figure it out in real time, it's kind of a fun way to laugh at it. Mine was, and you kind of said it, which is the ultimate weapon against Django's hypnotism. Eyes closed.
That's right. Oh man, who knew we could just deal with this whole problem much simpler?
Right, just close your eyes, you'll be fine. Around that section too, I really liked that the kids were faking, the food boys were faking sleeping, and then they go after him, and then did you notice that one of them? So they after Carrot and Onion, I think pepper spray him. Pepper comes in and like knocks his crotch with a bat.
Oh, in general, it was a pretty I think this is maybe the first real direct crotch hit we've had in One Piece. Like it's just like, and then I mean, I think Django then goes and waddles away in a really funny posture. I think after that, I was like, whoa, it's pretty wild.
Yeah,
poor
man.
Django.
It's a fun time. I thought it was fun. Do you have any other jokes on your end?
On my end, I have I really thought it was hilarious, the idea of everybody knowing the secret move that Captain Kuro was going to do, like going to use that
Jacob?
attack against a single opponent. Wait, why do they know?
Yeah, why?
Why would they know that he could use that attack?
Yeah, because the cat's out of the bag. Oh!
No. It's funny. I gotcha. It's a pretty good joke. No, I was actually just the fact that they were scared of the attack. I thought was funny.
Yeah,
like,
that is funny.
He's gonna use the secret bag. No, but you're right. The attack itself is a pretty awesome pun. No, I was. I getcha. The only other weird thing about that though, he calls it the out of the bag attack. And I guess he is a cat, but he doesn't actually ever make the phrase happen. You know what I mean? Which is like it's kind of a funny you have to complete the pun yourself. It's we're getting serious in One Piece when you gotta there's one word left out of that pun and you gotta do it yourself.
And I love that you kind of brought up a fun little part of it is that everybody knows, which is how you use that phrase, right? The cat's out of the bag. That's how he uses his boot. It's kind of funny. I didn't think of it that way now.
Well, it also makes you think about what happens when you let a cat out of the bag. It kind of goes crazy. It's it's a very interesting move for such a dastardly opponent to have as their big move, right? You know? Mm-hmm. Imagine Clawhador is a little kitten. You just shake up a bag and then you open it up, and this is now what he's doing, right? But it's ferocious, So it's kind of a pretty good cat analogy going on there.
Oh my god, so good. Are we ready to throw some panels at each other's faces?
That's right. Your face better have been prepped this morning. Better have been washed and cleaned because it needs some space to take a panel straight to it. And this is the panel battle. Boom.
Yeah,
that's
there we
right.
go.
We're gonna throw a panel right at each other's faces. Eric to me, me to Eric, and this is just to find a moment that really spoke to us in this chapter. And we're always interested in having other folks enter the fray. I actually have some word on the wire that there some people have even started sending in their chapters ahead of time. So
future
chapters. We already have some lined up. So feel free to do that because then we can have it in the fray with ours. Just send it to us at what email is that, Eric?
Oh man, grandlinetourist@gmail.com. The fray, love the band, love the Gmail better. All right, let's do this thing. Should I go first? You punch first. I don't know. Yours is already uploaded. I already snipped mine. I don't know how to do this. What should we do?
Boom. Click mine. Do it.
Boom.
Be prepared.
Clicking. All right. Okay. Which one is?
And actually, go ahead and take a guess. I'll give you a hint. It's one of the top 2 panels.
Oh man, if I had to choose this one, I don't know. I can.
They're
argue
both good
for either one for Jacob. I want to say the left one.
Oh, you got it. Yes.
I love it.
So go ahead and tell them what you had to choose between and what's going on.
Yes, this is the part in the chapter when Onion's about to do his Assassin's Creed assassination on Django from a tree. And it's the first panel. This is the reason why I can argue for both of them. The first one is behind the head, the back of the elevated behind the head shot of Onion looking down, holding the shovel. And then the next one, which is the choice that Jacob actually chose, is of him jumping off the branch. We have Foosh, which is probably what I'm imagining the sound coming out of Onion's mouth as he's jumping down to attack Django, Django is on the bottom corner of the frame, and it's under the chin shot actually looking up, which is kind of fun. We get to see it really makes the distance of Onion's leap down very threatening towards Django.
You said it well, and I'm impressed you figured it out because I think it's just the pose of Onion that really gets me.
It's a Mario jump.
The whole leap. Yeah, the other panel I think is a little more drawn in a way that's maybe a little more interesting. It's kind of got I don't know, Onion just looks devious, ready to do the Assassin's Creed attack. But yeah, no, the leap in the air is what got me. So there we go. Onion good, from above.
All right, give me 1 sec, and I will send my punch. It's in the same moment.
Oh! We got Django doubled over on the ground, clutching his own body, and it says, "Achoo! Achoo!" with exclamation points. Which, is that Django saying that?
Yeah.
I love this. And the achoo is because, oh my goodness, this is just one of those dang details that I always miss, and I always get upset whenever you... Because this has got to be because of the pepper attack, right?
Yeah, it's because of the combination of their attacks.
Gosh dang it, Eric. I feel like it doesn't seem like it's difficult to read One Piece, okay? It doesn't feel like it should be difficult, but I miss stuff like this every time. In this case, I knew it was pepper.
I've reread this arc at least twice now, right? So I've watched it and then and read it twice. So I mean, obviously, I might be able to see things that you weren't really looking for. You know?
I know. I gotta start seeing them. Like I want to, you know. I want to get the Achu joke, you know.
What a fun little gag, though, huh? Like the culmination of everything in this one panel. He's topping over, and then the twitch. I can imagine. It looks like his feet. Well, he's shaking, right? He has the little cartoon shaking lines. So like that's what happens when you get hit. When you get hit in the nards, and you also you're having an allergy attack because of peppers, like.
There was a lot of panels in this section that I was almost close to picking. The other one was the Django's pose when after he gets hit with his like legs splayed sideways on like the page opposite
that was I made an audible actually. That was my original panel, and because I talked about
it looked cool.
I was only gonna
an audible oh wow, like on the podcast you chose the other one. Wow.
Yeah, I chose the one next to it, but I was gonna choose it simply because the onomatopoeia lettering is weird. It makes it seem concrete. The whack of it, I like that. Like it makes it seem like that's what it feels like when you get hit in the nards, man. Like it's a concrete whack. Like
no, but I'm actually glad you did this one because this one had the moment that I didn't quite understand, which I didn't notice. So this was the most educational panel you could pick, at least for this particular tourist. And if any other tourists out there have that same educational experience, let us know.
You guys are welcome, man. The more
make me feel less lonely.
Yeah, I did it. All right. Here. We got to figure out. You know what we should do is we should do the sound effects correlated with Out of the Bag, the special move.
Oh, all right.
So, are you ready? So
are we both being let out of the bag?
Yeah, we're letting it out of the bag. I'm going to do all the quick noises. You're going to do the slashy noises. And then I don't know, improvise some pain in there. You know what I mean? Let's improvise what it feels like. Okay, here we go.
Ready.
No! Mr. Claw, no! My head. Moo.